Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel Accounts Guru Cool. Learn accounting online. So today we are here with one more video in which we are going to discuss about R2R, record to report, how to prepare prepaid expense account reconciliations with practicals. And you're able to see here itself about the prepaid expenses account reconciliations or prepaid expense amortizations template, how it's going to be look like. So we have prepared something like as on 30th November 2022, and we are going to discuss all these things in a practical scenario with taking into consideration of the one of the standalone MIS and how it's going to be work and how we have to prepare the amortization expense schedules, and that's how it's going to be consider that as a prepaid expense account reconciliations. That's all we are going to discuss in a practical way, how you have to prepare it. So request viewers to watch the video till the end to get in more clarity about that, how you have to prepare this. And request viewers to like the video, share the video, and subscribe our channel to get the more practical knowledge related to accounting and finance. In addition to that, if you want to go for any sort of training related to accounting and finance for the technical training, software training, or if you're looking for any sort of consultancy related to accounting and finance, then you can connect with us on our email ID accounts.gurukul@yahoo.com. So we'll jump towards the practical, how it's going to be work. So first, we will see from the standard MIS how it's going to be reflect into the MIS. Then if you see here, this is related to MIS of accounts Gurukul, and this is just the numbers, and this is the dummy data for reference purpose. So if you see here, this is reflecting here the prepaid expenses is 4,50,000. Yeah. So that's there in our that's our in MIS, that's the 4,50,000. And the same we have to be matched with our prepaid expense schedules, and we have to do the reconciliations for that. Now, here we have the prepaid expenses and how we have to prepare this. So whenever we are going to add any expenses, whenever we are booking any expenses, and when we are going to do the reclassification of that expenses from expense to prepaid expenses, and then how we are going to do the amortization of that. So as and when we are doing this entry into the systems, we have the two options to book the prepaid expenses. Either straightway you can take it towards the prepaid expenses and then you have to do the amortizations for that, or you can take it into the expenses, and from expenses you have to transfer it to the prepaid expenses, and for each and every month you have to do the amortizations for that or expense of the prepaid expenses. So related to that, you have to keep a track of that, and you have to prepare a prepaid expense amortization schedules and how you're going to do that, and that should be the match with your balance sheet prepaid expenses. Knowing that we are from the R2R and we know that balance sheet reconciliation is too much important for us, then what it means, what is mean by balance sheet reconciliation? So whatever the numbers is reflecting in the balance sheet, for each and every numbers we have to prepare the reconciliations, or we have to create the backup for that. So related to prepaid expenses as well, how it's going to be work. So here we have the 4,50,000 as a prepaid expenses. Then we have to jump towards the amortization schedules, and we need to see whatever balance is there in the amortization schedules. Either that's going to be matched with the prepaid expenses or not. If it's not, then we have to do the reconciliations for that. So here, if you see, and we are able to get this prepaid expenses GL down from the ERP, and we need to check with our prepaid expenses schedules what we have prepared for amortization. So now here we have the 4,50,000. We are jumping towards the prepaid expenses amortizations template, amortization schedules. You can say here instead of template, schedule. So if you see here, this is related to accounts Gurukul. We'll just increase the sum font. So accounts Gurukul, prepaid expenses account reconciliations, prepaid expenses amortization schedules, last updated as on 30th November 2022. So what you have to capture in the prepaid expense amortization schedule or prepaid expense accounts reconciliation. So here, whenever you are adding any prepaid expenses, you have to capture here all the details about that invoice. Giving the one example is that if you see here, AZTCS, that's Accounts Group Training and Consultancy Services. This is a vendor name, invoice number, and nature of expenses is subscription fees. Invoice number is going to be changed here, the AGTCS-4, and subscription fees, this refer. So here start date. So start is going to be from the 1st April 2022 and end date is 31st March 2022. Number of month is 12, number of days 365, and your schedules is going to be start from 1st April 2022. So you are able to see here basic amount is 12 lakh, and every month if you see here is going to be amortized, that's 1 lakh. And at the end, December as well, it's showing as a 1 lakh. So for the December, if assuming that MIS is talking about as on 31st of December, and we are referring the schedules as well. So you can see here, so instead of here, it's updated on 30th November. We have to change and we have to do it updated as on 31st December. And if you see how much is balance is there, this is 4 lakh 50 and our balance sheet as well. We can change this as well. This is going to be December. This is as well for 31st December. Yeah. So as on 31st December, so we have the 4 lakh 50, and here as well, if you see into the schedules, we are able to see the 4 lakh 50. But first, you have to capture all these details in the your amortization schedule. So as and when you are adding any vendors, taking into any entry related to amortizations of the prepaid expenses, you have to add all these details. And this is not the limited one. If you want to add the invoice date as well, then you can add here as a invoice date. Whatever the invoice date you want to add, you can add here invoice date, start period for services, end period for your services. So you can add here as well to get the more clarity. What do you want to mean by the start period and end period? And you can use, you can do it. So similarly, you have the option to uh, prepare it at your end, whatever date, whatever niches you want to. And here from the days wise as well, if you see this is for the starting from the 16th April to 15th September, then it's divided by 2 for 15 days and the last as well. And after from this date, you are not able to see any prepaid expenses in amortization schedules. So you are able to get the clarity for this. And at the end, the important thing is that you have to have a backup details of each and every prepaid expenses. Irrespective of prepaid expenses, we always used to mention that whatever you are doing the accounting for each and every accounting, we have to be create a backup details for that. So if you see here, this is related to have one examples of AZTCS, that's the accounts receivable training and consultancy services. And if you see here, that's the refer. So you can just click here, you are able to see that invoice. This is accounts Gurukul training and consultancy services, AZTCS4. And this invoice has been raised on 10th April, but the subscription fees for the period of 1st April to 31st March 2022, this is for 12 lakh. Amortization is related to only this basic amount. Nothing is going to be worked for the taxes. If it's a non-recoverable, yes, then it's recoverable. There is no need to add that. Now, this is what we have added here. If you see, this is for AZTCS phone number. And if you want to add the invoice date as well, then you can add here. That's the 10th April 2022 subscription fees, and going to start from 1st April and end 31st March 2023, and amount is 12 lakh, then you are able to get all the details, and you have the attached invoice as well. So anyone, if anybody want to see these schedules and reconciliations or amortization expense schedules, he is able to get the clarity from here itself. So there is no need to ask to anyone about this. So that's the way you have to prepare your expense account reconciliations, and you have to prepare your prepaid expense amortization schedules as well. And in the GL dump, when you are looking at, you need to see 1,51,950 for April. For May, every month you are able to see this much is amount. Initially, that amount is this much is in your prepaid expenses. And every month you are able to see this much is going to be reduced from that. And any new invoices there, you are able to get the details from here itself. So if any entries is mismatch over there, then you are able to get it from this. So this amortization schedules is going to be helpful for you to do the reconciliations between your GL balance and this one. So at the end from these schedules itself, you have to take the entry into the systems. And if there is any disconnect, then you are able to match it from here. And from this, you are able to see either any numbers is not matching, then you are able to get the details for that. So that's the way you have to perform your prepaid expense account reconciliations, and you have to prepare these amortization schedules, and these schedules is going to match with your numbers what's there in your balance sheet. That's a prepaid expenses. And if it's not, you have to pull the GL dump, and you have to match these numbers, either the 1,33,350 and 3 is there or not. And initially, if it's the 17,86,200, then it's the 17,86,200. That's all the debit. And every month we are doing the expense of this amount. So that's the way you have to prepare the prepaid expenses schedules, and you have to do the prepaid expenses account reconciliations. If you see here, this is as per schedules, this is as per the balance sheet, and difference, if any, there is nothing is difference in this reconciliation. So you have to prepare this, and you have to match with your numbers what's there into the balance sheet. So that's all from this video, and I hope you guys are able to perform the reconciliations related to the prepaid expenses and able to get the more clarity about that, how to prepare the prepaid expense reconciliations. Still, if you have any query, or if you are looking for any sort of clarifications on that, you can put it in the comments, or you can connect with us on our email ID accounts.gurukul@yahoo.com. Request viewers to like the video, share the video, and subscribe our channel to get the more practical knowledge related to accounting and finance. Thank you.